Hi, I'm Legacy. That's my actual name. My parents were ambitious like that. Most people think it's a nickname, which is fine by me. Easier than explaining that my dad wanted me to leave a legacy. Ironic, considering what happened with Vanessa. You seem distracted today, my best friend Derek said, sliding a coffee across my kitchen counter. Something going on with you and Vanessa? I shrugged, trying to appear casual. She's been acting strange lately, always on her phone, canceling plans last minute. Maybe she's planning a surprise, Derek offered, but his expression suggested he didn't believe it either. For 3 weeks straight, and she's been having a lot of work emergencies that require her to stay late. Derek winced. That does sound suspicious. I'm probably overthinking it. She wouldn't. My phone buzzed. A message from Riley, Vanessa's coworker and my friend since college. Hold on, I said, reading the text. My stomach dropped. Riley wants to meet. Says it's urgent and about Vanessa. Derek's expression turned serious. You should go. I'll hang here if you want company after. Thanks, man. An hour later, I sat across from Riley at a quiet corner table in Westside Cafe. Her usually animated face was solemn. I've been debating whether to tell you this, she began, fidgeting with her napkin. But you deserve to know Vanessa isn't working late. What do you mean? Riley took a deep breath. She's been seeing someone else, a client from the firm, Marcus Townsend. Marcus Townsend? The real estate developer? My voice sounded hollow to my own ears. Yes, she's been leaving work early to meet him. Yesterday I overheard them talking about a weekend trip to his lake house. Riley reached across the table, her hand covering mine. I'm so sorry, Legacy. How long? The question came out flatter than I intended. At least 3 weeks, maybe longer. Riley's voice wavered. There's something else. She's been using the joint account you set up for the house down payment to buy things for their dates. The room seemed to tilt slightly. Our savings for the house we've been planning for 2 years? I saw the statement on her desk. She left it open. Riley's eyes filled with tears. She's my friend too, but this isn't right. Does anyone else at work know? Jen from accounting knows. She saw them together at Riverside Restaurant last week. And I think Cameron suspects something. He keeps making comments about Vanessa's special client. I nodded, processing. Thank you for telling me. What are you going to do? Riley asked, concern etching her features. I'm going to find out exactly what's happening, I replied, my voice steadier than I expected. And then I'm going to make sure I protect myself. She thinks you'll forgive her anything, Riley said quietly. She told Marcus that if you ever found out, you'd be heartbroken, but ultimately beg her to stay. She called you her safety net. Something hardened inside me. Well, she's about to discover her safety net has disappeared. The next morning, I called my cousin Maya, who worked at the bank where Vanessa and I had our joint account. I need a favor, I said after explaining the situation. Can you check our transaction history? Legally, I can give you information on your joint account, Maya replied, her voice professional but sympathetic. Give me a moment. I heard keyboard clicks in the background. Legacy, there are multiple withdrawals over the past month totaling almost $12,000. Charges at Riverside Restaurant, Luxury Boutique, Lakeview Resort. My throat tightened. That's almost half of what we saved. There's a pending reservation charge for this weekend at Mountain Pine Lodge, Maya added. Should I? Don't cancel it, I interrupted. I need to see how far this goes. I'll send you the statement, Maya said softly. And Legacy, I'm here if you need anything. After hanging up, I called Cameron, who had always been straight with me. Hey, Legacy, what's up, man? I need to ask you something about Vanessa, I said, getting straight to the point. A pause. What about her? Is she seeing Marcus Townsend? Another pause, longer this time. Who told you that? Does it matter? Cameron sighed heavily. Look, I didn't want to get involved, but yeah, they've been pretty obvious about it at the office. I'm sorry, man. Has she said anything to you about it? Not directly, but she's been bragging about some new relationship, saying how exciting it is compared to her predictable life. I didn't realize she was talking about you until last week. My jaw clenched. Thanks for being honest. What are you going to do? Get evidence, then confront her. Did she happen to mention their plans for this weekend? Mountain Pine Lodge, Cameron confirmed. She showed Jen the reservation. Legacy, don't do anything stupid, okay? I won't, I promised. But I'm not letting her get away with this either. After hanging up, Derek arrived with takeout. Any updates? He asked, setting down the food. I showed him the bank statement Maya had sent. She spent almost $12,000 on him. Our house down payment. Derek whistled low. That's fraud, man. You could press charges. I'm considering it, I admitted. But first, I need to talk to Jen from accounting. She's seen them together. Want me to come with you? No, but I'd appreciate it if you came with me to Mountain Pine Lodge this weekend. Derek's eyebrows shot up. You're going there? To catch them? Yes, and I'm bringing witnesses. The next day I met Jen for coffee before work. Riley said you wanted to talk, she began nervously. About Vanessa and Marcus Townsend, I confirmed. Jen's shoulders slumped. I was hoping Riley was exaggerating. I'm so sorry, Legacy. I need to know what you saw. They were at Riverside last Thursday. Very intimate. Jen winced. He paid with a card, but Vanessa was showing off a new bracelet. Said it was a gift from her generous new man. Did she mention me at all? She said... Jen hesitated. Please, Jen, I need to know everything. She said her boyfriend at home was clueless, that you were too trusting and would never suspect anything. Jen looked miserable. I should have told you sooner. It's not your responsibility, I assured her, but I would appreciate one more favor. Would you be willing to come with me to Mountain Pine Lodge this weekend? I need witnesses when I confront her. Jen nodded firmly. Absolutely. What she's doing isn't just wrong, it's cruel. Saturday afternoon found Derek, Jen, and me pulling into Mountain Pine Lodge's parking lot. Maya had confirmed the reservation was for 2 nights in the lakeside cabin. Are you sure about this? Derek asked as we approached the reception desk. Completely, I replied. I just need to stay calm. The receptionist smiled. Welcome to Mountain Pine Lodge. How can I help you? I believe my girlfriend checked in earlier today, I said smoothly. Vanessa Mitchell, she may have forgotten her overnight bag. Oh yes, Miss Mitchell is in Lakeside Cabin. Would you like me to call? No need to disturb her, I interrupted. I know the way. As we walked the path to the cabin, Jen touched my arm. Legacy, whatever happens, remember you deserve better than this. I nodded, steeling myself as we approached the cabin. Through the large windows, we could clearly see Vanessa and Marcus on the couch, champagne glasses in hand. I knocked firmly. Vanessa opened the door, her smile freezing when she saw me. Legacy? What are you? Surprise, I said calmly, stepping inside. Derek and Jen followed. Marcus stood up, frowning. Who's this, Vanessa? This is Legacy, she said, her voice tight. My roommate? Roommate? I repeated incredulously. That's what I am to you after 3 years together? Marcus looked between us, confusion dawning. You said you were single. She's not single, I clarified. And this weekend getaway? It's being paid for with money from our joint savings account. Money we were saving for a house. Vanessa's face paled. Legacy, I can explain. No need. Maya sent me the bank statements. $12,000, Vanessa, half of our savings. Marcus backed away from her. You used your boyfriend's money to finance our relationship? That's fraud. It's not like that, Vanessa protested, her composure cracking. Legacy, please, can we talk about this privately? No, whatever you have to say, you can say in front of everyone. I gestured to Derek and Jen, including your co-workers. You planned this, Vanessa said, her shock turning to anger. You deliberately set me up to humiliate me. Set you up? I repeated incredulously. You did this to yourself. I simply made sure I had witnesses. Derek crossed his arms. Did you really think he wouldn't find out? That all your friends would keep your dirty secret? This isn't about Legacy, Vanessa snapped. This is about you all interfering in our relationship. Marcus, please don't listen to them. What we have is real. Marcus looked at her with growing disgust. What we had was built on lies. Did you even end things with him like you said you would? I was going to, Vanessa insisted, looking desperately between Marcus and me. This weekend. That's why I brought you here. Funny, I said, pulling out my phone. That's not what you told Riley. According to her, you called me your safety net. Someone you'd never actually leave because I'd always forgive you. Vanessa's eyes widened. Riley told you that? She promised she'd never... Some promises are meant to be broken, Jen interjected coldly. Like the ones you made to Legacy? Vanessa noticed Jen for the first time, her eyes widening. Jen? Why are you here? Because Legacy deserved to know the truth, Jen replied firmly. I'm leaving, Marcus announced, gathering his coat. I don't want any part of this mess. Vanessa, don't contact me again. Marcus, wait, Vanessa cried, grabbing his arm. It's not serious with Legacy. I was going to end it. Is that why you called me your safety net? I asked. Someone you could always fall back on if things didn't work out with Marcus? Vanessa's mouth opened and closed. Who told you that? Does it matter? It's true, isn't it? She stepped toward me, eyes pleading. Legacy, I made a terrible mistake. I got caught up in the excitement. But I love you. We can work through this. No, we can't. My voice was steady. You stole from me. You lied to me for weeks. You betrayed my trust in every possible way. Please, she whispered, tears streaming now. I'll pay back every penny. I'll do anything. You don't get it, do you? This isn't about the money. It's about respect, honesty, loyalty. All the things you threw away. Everyone makes mistakes, she cried desperately. Please, Legacy, I'm begging you. Don't throw away 3 years over one mistake. One mistake? I laughed without humor. This wasn't one bad decision, Vanessa. This was hundreds of choices over weeks. Every time you lied about working late. Every time you spent our money on him. Every time you laughed about how clueless I was. Marcus watched from the doorway, disgust evident on his face. I'm calling a cab. And Vanessa, don't show up at the office on Monday. I'll be speaking with HR about your conduct. As Marcus left, Vanessa lunged at me, grabbing my shirt. You're ruining my life. You had no right to come here. Derek stepped between us. Back off. Now. Or what? Vanessa hissed, shoving him. Or I'll add assault to the police report I'm filing tomorrow, I said quietly, along with the fraud charges for stealing from our joint account. Vanessa's face crumpled. You wouldn't. Watch me. 3 months later, I sat in my attorney's office reviewing the settlement agreement. She's agreed to repay the full $12,000 plus interest, Sandra explained. The payments will be made monthly for the next 2 years. And the restraining order? I asked. Remains in effect for 1 year. She's legally prohibited from contacting you directly. I nodded, signing the document. Thank you for everything, Sandra. You made it easy by documenting everything so thoroughly, she replied. How are you holding up? Better than expected. The new apartment is coming together. Work's going well. And the criminal charges? I sighed. Dropped at her parents' request. They've agreed to cover the repayment if she completes the financial responsibility program. Sandra nodded. That's generous of you. It's not about punishing her anymore, I admitted. It's about making sure this never happens to anyone else. Well, the fraud alert on your credit will remain active for 7 years, Sandra reminded me. And the civil judgment will appear on her record for at least that long. Actions have consequences. That they do, I agreed, gathering my papers. Thanks again. Later that evening, Derek, Riley, Maya, and Jen gathered at my new place for dinner. To new beginnings, Derek toasted, raising his glass. And good riddance to toxic people, Jen added with a grin. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Please talk to me. I've lost everything. My job, my reputation. I'm so sorry for what I did. Can we meet just once? I miss you. Riley noticed my expression. Vanessa? I nodded, showing them the message. 3rd new number this month. Are you going to respond? Maya asked. No, Sandra's adding it to the violation report. I put the phone away. She made her choices. I heard from Cameron that she's been telling people you'll eventually take her back, Riley mentioned, that you just need time to get over it. I shook my head. She still doesn't get it. There's no getting over a betrayal like that. There's just moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, Derek said, Maya told me about an opening at her bank that might interest you. The conversation shifted to future possibilities as we ate dinner. Later, as everyone was leaving, Jen lingered behind. I wanted to tell you something, she said hesitantly. Vanessa came by the office last week trying to get her job back. What happened? HR turned her away. Marcus made sure of that. Jen smiled slightly. But before she left, she asked about you. Wanted to know if you were seeing anyone new. What did you tell her? That you were doing great without her. That you were building something better. Jen's eyes held mine. Was that okay to say? I nodded, smiling genuinely. More than okay, it's the truth. There's something else, Jen said hesitantly. I've been meaning to tell you, but the timing never seemed right. What is it? Vanessa tried to turn us against you after everything happened. Sent texts claiming you were abusive, controlling, that you drove her to cheat. Jen shook her head. None of us believed her, of course, but she was desperate to salvage her reputation. I'm not surprised, I said. When people can't accept responsibility for their actions, they try to shift blame. She even approached your boss, Jen continued. Tried to get you fired by claiming you were harassing her. Luckily, your documentation of everything protected you. I didn't know that. We all made sure he knew the truth, Jen assured me. Derek, Riley, Maya, We all vouched for you. Some people just can't stand seeing others move on without them. I reached out and squeezed her hand. Thank you for everything. After everyone left, I stood on my balcony, looking out at the city lights. My phone buzzed again with another message from Vanessa. Please, Legacy. I have nowhere else to turn. Everyone's abandoned me. You were always the one who understood me. I blocked the number without responding and went inside to finish unpacking my new life, one that was entirely mine, built on my own terms. Have you ever had to walk away from someone who took you for granted? Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't what you do to them, but what you do for yourself.